My OCAP is governing patient data in AI-assisted research. I came to this course with a pre-existing library of AI governance frameworks. My assumption was that responsible AI was something you applied to other people's problems. The capstone changed that. It started when I looked at OCAP, a framework I didn't have in my library. While building this guide, I hit something that unsettled me. OCAP works because its preconditions hold: recognized collective bodies, infrastructure control, and consent capacity. And I noticed I had some specific gaps and failures in my own systems. I had resource inequality, I had absent collective structures, and I had some knowledge gaps on this. So I created some skills called the precondition test. Responsible AI must name what is owed where a framework assumptions fail. So I looked at it and I thought 5 skills should cover this. So I operated a name gap. Personality review caught my OCAP guide. I'm an outsider, informed by but not based on. OCAP is a knowledge touchstone, not a template I could repurpose. These sat under a declared ethics charter, 10 commitments mapped to the audit skills, with an honest limit written in, self-audited, cannot reach the material and relation gaps it names. So I looked at it and ran it across my own systems. I ran the Canon Gap audit on the whole library. It found some real gaps and a duplicate guide ID. I used the systems to fix the problems, and now my corpus is far more accurate. The system passed by finding its own failures, which is what a live audit loop is supposed to do. And then I was thinking, I'm in a medical cohort. I'm in various groups where I've given my medical data to science, but I realized that I don't have the permission set. The consent system doesn't cover that. So I thought, can I apply this to the system? So how can I make sure that my data is controlled and usable by the system, but also I can revoke if necessary? So I built out some more skills. I added 3 skill sets into the system. So I had a grantor registry check, unlearning readiness check, and lineage trace. So grantor register is basically saying who is allowed to grant permission and who is a steward of this system. Unloading readiness check was a check to check that I could actually remove my data from the system. And then lineage trace is a way of actually tracing it back to the source system, and it allows for incremental source discovery. So I built these out, tested them against my system, and then added them to the capstone and updated the system. So what happened was, starting with OCAP, I managed to end up at clinical data governance with a very strong skill set library where I can actually make sure that things work and that things are good. And thank you very much. That was a very enjoyable presentation.